Mute.
All right, everyone, these are the rules of the 187th District Court. First off, you are in a courtroom. If you cannot do it when you're physically in the courtroom, you're not allowed to do it while you're physically on this screen. So what does that mean? What that means is there is to be no smoking, no cooking meals, no laying in bed. None of that is to happen while you're on Zoom in this courtroom. The other thing is your attorney's name to all of the defendants and those who are accused, your attorney's name will be called. Your name will not be called. If you do not hear your attorney's name called, it is because your attorney's in another courtroom. Rest assured, you will get a chance to speak with your attorney. When I invite your attorney to a breakout room, what will end up happening is they will go into the breakout room with the prosecutor. They will not go into the breakout room with you. Trust me, when your attorney wants to speak to you, your attorney will invite you to the breakout room. The other thing, all the inmates, you are not allowed to use the chat box. If you use the chat box, you will be sent back to your cell. You are not to use the chat box to try to pick up dates. If you use the chat box to try to pick up dates with anyone, you will be sent back to your cell. The attorneys, I'm going to call your name in the order in which you will appear. If you see your name is low on the list and you wish to Zoom to another courtroom, you are more than welcome to Zoom to another courtroom. However, if your name is called and you are not in this Zoom, you'll be placed to the end of the list. If you have an agreement with the state, you need to put it in the chat box, no matter how small you think it is, to N. Ferguson. She's the court coordinator. She's listed and will be listed on the screen as Ferguson coordinator. So this is the order of attorneys: Mick Aguilera, Miguel Nahara, Raymond Martinez, Teresa Conley, Charles Bunk, Orlando Castagnon, Colin Hobbs, Bo Wood, James Ishimoto. Is there any attorney that I have missed?
Yes, Your Honor, Rolando Arguelles.
Okay.
And Nathaniel Navy, Judge.
All right. Anyone else? All right, I'm going to open breakout rooms. When I open the breakout rooms, it will invite everyone to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call your name and assign you to a breakout room. To all attorneys, prosecutors have the ability to move throughout the breakout rooms. So when you're assigned to a breakout room, consider it like the doctor's office. When the nurse calls you to the back, you're not going to see the doctor. They're taking you to a waiting room for your blood pressure and your weight. So be patient, because there are more attorneys than there are prosecutors. And to all of the attorneys, when I call your name for the order for you to appear in, please give me your name, your client's name, and whether or not they are with criminal trial division or family violence. To everyone who's in a vehicle, do not drive and Zoom. Mick Aguilera, I see that you are a passenger, but do not drive and Zoom. I don't want to be a witness to anything, and I don't want to be the cause of an accident. So Mick Aguilera, who is your client and what division is it with?
Judge, I have a motion to revoke with Rosa Alva. It's criminal trial division.
All right, I'll assign you to breakout room number 2. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
Miguel Nahara.
Yes, Judge, and I apologize. I'm having to video from my computer, but use the audio from my phone because for some reason my computer's microphone's not working. But
Okay.
I figured it out. I'm the special prosecutor pro tem on Mr. Richard Montes. Oscar Cantu is on that case. I believe we were waiting to see what was going to happen with the co-defendants, and I believe their cases, although originally set on Friday, were pushed because your honor was not present for the hearing.
Yes.
So at this point, we're just waiting to see what's going to happen, Judge.
All right, just give me one moment, okay?
Sure.
Thank you. Raymond Martinez.
Good morning, Judge. I have Manuel Leal. He was recalled this morning to advise the court whether he had retained counsel. I don't see him on the screen.
All right, just give me a moment. Teresa Conley. You need to unmute.
Good morning, Your Honor. I have Priscilla Lugo, an MTR Criminal Trial Division.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm sorry, number 3.
Thank you.
Charles Bonk.
Yeah. Hello,
Hello, who do you have?
Quincy Shields.
And which division?
Family violence.
I'll send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Orlando Castagnon.
Yes, Judge, I have, I'm also here for Montez. I'm second chair with Mr. Cantu. I've tried reaching out to Mr. Cantu. I'm not certain whether he was going to appear this morning, but I also have an MTR with Trial Division. It's a MTR with a CTD.
And what's the person's name?
Laura Chavez. I don't,
I'll send you to breakout room number 5.
thank you, Judge.
Colin Hobbs.
Francisco Tristan, Your Honor. I've already changed my name to reflect that it's family violence.
Thank you. You're so awesome. You get an A+.
You're very welcome.
Everyone take note of what he just did. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Bo Wood.
Top of the morning to you, Judge.
Top of the morning.
I wish I'd have thought of that. My client is Erica Cox. It's Trial Division. I've got a non-jury that's supposed to start here in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And so I would like to go to a breakout room, and I'm going to have to, I think we have an agreement, so I should be right back.
All right, thank you. I'll see you to breakout room number 7.
Oh, and you did that for me. Thank you, Judge.
Yes. James Ishimoto. James Ishimoto.
Judge, I'm here. I'm just Miguel's assistant on this one as the assistant attorney pro tem. So I'll just wait quietly.
All right, thank you. Roland Aguiales.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
Morning. I'm sorry for
No, you're
butchering
fine.
your last name. I never know what to do with the double L's.
Arguelles.
Arguelles. Okay.
And it's going to be a reset for PTD. I already got the paperwork for the PTD application for Ms. Rosano.
And what's the full name?
Vanessa Rosano.
All right, just give me a moment.
Yes, Judge.
Nathaniel Navy.
Good morning, Judge. I have Ricardo Betancourt. That's the same situation. It's a PTD. We're just waiting to see if he's going to be accepted. So if we could just get a reset on that. That's criminal trial. And then I also have, I don't know if it's on your docket this morning, but it was set, Sean White. I filed a motion to amend his condition of bond.
Yes, it's on the docket. Just give me one moment. And have you discussed with the state on Sean White?
I have not yet, Judge. And it's family violence.
Okay.
I think it is. It may be criminal trial, but I think it's family violence.
Okay, I'll send you to breakout room number 8, and then we'll discuss your PTD when you get back.
Thank you.
Okay, and that will be breakout room number 8. Bob Hicks.
Yes, Your Honor. And how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm just fine. I'm here on a motion to revoke for a fellow named Samuel Santana Contreras, who always shows up on the computer as Santa. But this is not Christmas, I'm afraid. If I may go and confer.
All right. Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It is criminal trial.
I'm sending you to breakout room number 9.
Thank you. I'll wait patiently. Or impatiently, but I'll wait.
Thank you. Paul Goki. Paul Goki.
Good morning. Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, who do you have?
I have Charles Ruiz. Do you have my video? There.
No, I do not. There we go.
There
Is
you
it
go.
criminal trial division or family violence?
It's criminal trial division.
I'll send you to breakout room number 10.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. All right. First off, Raymond Martinez, you say Manuel Leal?
Yes, Your Honor.
And were you appointed or retained?
I was retained on a couple of cases, Judge, but after I was retained, he had another case filed at large that I had not been hired on, and you asked him to come back today to tell you whether he was going to ask for court-appointed counsel or retain me. I can tell you I have not been retained as of yet.
All right. So which 2 cases are you retained on?
The burglary of a building, Judge, the theft. The one that I'm not retained is the burglary of habitation.
Well, he has 5 cases.
Okay.
So,
I have all of them, I think, except the burglary of habitation.
oh, so you retained on 1, 2, all 4 except for the burglary of the habitation?
That's correct, Judge. And unfortunately, that's the one the state wants to focus on.
All right. Is there Manuel Leal here? Manuel Leal. To the courtroom, is there a Manuel Leal in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Raymond, they
Yes.
show that your client may be in custody. Do you know why he would be in custody?
Judge, I can tell you, I got a call from pretrial services yesterday that they were having an issue with his GPS device. That could be the issue.
All right, well, if you will just wait, we will see if we have him brought over. I think he should be brought over. Just give us a moment.
Stand by. Thank you, Judge.
Yes, and if you want to Zoom or if you have to Zoom in another court, you're more than welcome to do so.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. The next one, Roland. Attorney Roland Ayayas. I know I'm adding so many syllables to your name. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, Judge. Yes, ma'am.
Who is your client?
What was that?
Who is your client?
Vanessa Rosano.
So has she filled out all the paperwork?
I don't think she has, Judge. She's not, I don't see her on currently. We've had communication, but I will double check with her. I've been calling her since all morning and nothing yet.
All right, well, we'll wait for your client to Zoom in.
Okay.
And if you need to go to another court, you can.
Alrighty. I am not set until like 9:45, so I can wait.
All right, thank you. I usually give everyone till 10:30 to show up.
Okay.
Good morning, Judge. I'm back from the breakout room.
Yes.
And we've agreed to set Rosa Alva for a contested hearing along with her co-defendant, 2010 CR 0936A.
Okay, what is her name Rosa or is it something else?
No, she's on the screen as Rosa Avila.
Rosa,
She's on the screen.
Rosa, could you speak up for me, please? And unmute yourself?
Okay. Yes, Your Honor.
What's your first name?
It's Rosa, R-O-S-A, and it's C. Avila.
All right. Is your first name E-U-L-A-L-I-A?
No, ma'am, that's my daughter. Your Honor.
All right, no problem. Well, if I had your file, I could go for it, but we're starting off Monday with me not having your file. So
Okay.
let me see if I can get your file. So then I will set it for a contested. Just give me a moment. To the
Okay.
clerks, I do not have the file on Rosa Avila for some reason.
We'll get it, Judge.
And I need a setting for a contested hearing.
Yes, ma'am. Give me one.
And Judge, I'm back from the breakout room whenever you're ready as well.
All right, just give me a moment.
Hey, Judge, this is Hunter. On Mick's case,
Yes.
I got distracted slightly. Yes, if we could try and set both of those co-defendants on the same day. We're past 10 years on their probation terms, and it's a tremendous amount of money. So
All right, and this is her, and you mean her and her daughter?
I believe so, Judge.
Is that correct, Nick?
Yes, ma'am. That's one.
All right, and since it'll be contested, Mick, both Mrs. Avila's will have to be in court.
June 2nd.
And do you represent both of them, Mick?
No, Judge, I do not. Mr. Hunter gave me the daughter's lawyer's name, but I do not know what it is.
All right, who's
And
the attorney for the daughter?
Judge, it looks like Hector Garza, maybe.
Can we have longer than June 2nd?
All right, Normie, can you give them a date later than June 2nd, please?
Only because it's money involved and every dollar counts.
How much time, Judge, do you want me to set it for?
Set it at the end of June.
Very good, very good.
June 30th.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Judge.
it'll be June 30th. Are you expecting to call witnesses?
I may call one.
All right, then you and your client are excused. Your client needs to be in the courtroom on June 30th.
9 a.m.
Thank you. Yeah, no, 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Thank you. Maybe we're excused.
Yes, you're both excused. Ms. Avila, do you understand? You need to be in the courtroom on
Yes, Your
June
Honor.
30th.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we will see you then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Everyone, just give me one moment, please. All right, is there another Miss Avila here? Eulalia Avila? All right, Colin Hobbs.
Yes, Your Honor. I've spoken with David on this case. I'm still coming up to speed on the case. My client's prior attorney passed away, unfortunately. He's leaving the offer open one more setting, sometime for later this month or early next month. Should be enough time for me to finish looking at everything and talk to my client.
All right, I'll give you a month setting, and that will be your plea deadline date. Norma, I need a month setting on Francisco Tristan.
June 15th.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you June 15th. Do you need to speak with your client?
I don't. I'll make an IC Solutions video visit with him.
All right, Mr. Tristan, let me see if he's here.
I saw his name on a box, but it didn't look like his video was working, Judge.
Okay.
I'm
All
happy
right,
to
then.
go in there and just let him know what's going on if you prefer that.
Yes. All right, then you excuse. We'll see you on June 15th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, James Ishimoto, Oscar Cantu, Miguel Nahara. Your client is Montez. What is happening with Mr. Montez?
At this time, Judge, and I think Mr. Cantu will agree to this, we have conferred and shared evidence. We have not been able to come to any sort of resolution. I believe our plea deadline has already passed. We were just waiting on co-defendants and a trial setting, Judge.
All right, so what I have written, because there were some other issues that had happened, I had his plea deadline extended to today. There will be no further extensions.
Understood.
So, who is the defense attorney for Montez?
I am, Your Honor. We have just one issue, but I'm sure Miguel will rectify it because it looks much worse than it is. He's got a password that's turned itself on the discovery, so I can no longer access any of the medical records, like the forensic autopsy. And Miguel's going to work on it, I'm sure, and get me that password so I can open up the discovery.
All right, Mr. Montez, could you unfold your arms and unmute yourself, please? Do you need to speak with your attorneys? Because after today, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements that are reached. The only plea bargain that the court will accept are plea bargains that are open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you need to speak to your attorney? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll send you and your attorneys to a breakout room. I'll send you to breakout room number 2. And Oscar, when you all finish in breakout room number 2, if you'll bring him back to the main room, please.
Yes, ma'am.
And Orlando, I think Orlando Castagnone is in another breakout room, maybe. I don't see him on the screen. So I'll send you and Mr. Montez to a breakout room.
Okay.
All right, Ray Adams, who do you have?
I have Nicholas Gonzalez, MTR.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's an assault on public servant case.
Okay. All right, then I will send you to breakout room number 7.
Okay, Judge.
Anyone else who is back?
Your Honor, this is Teresa Conley.
Yes.
Marcus Sanders and I have well, apparently you ordered a psych the last time we were here and it hasn't been done yet. The second thing is the client requested bond. She's held without bond, and Mr. Sanders objects.
Well, I don't even know how she's requested a bond when I'm told that she is incompetent. So how is she able to request a bond when she's incompetent? Because the only reason why a psychological evaluation was ordered by the court is because it was asked that it be ordered by me. So either she's incompetent or she's not.
Your Honor, I've had numerous people who've had examinations for incompetence while they were out on bond.
I mean, no, but my question is she asking for a bond? That's my question.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
All right, so that seems to me that maybe she's not incompetent. Your client is not on the screen yet. As soon as the jail brings her over, we will,
I've already spoken with her.
no, is your client in the breakout room?
I don't know. I spoke with her already. I was in 3.
All right, you need to go back to
I
number
didn't
3.
move
and
her.
If you could go to number 3 and bring her out of the breakout room, please.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else ready? Bob Behrens?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, who do you have?
Matthew Garcia?
Criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe it's a criminal trial. Let me check. Norm. It's an MTR.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 11.
Okay.
All right, anyone else back and ready? All right, then just give me a moment. Quincy Shields, unmute yourself.
There it is. Yes, ma'am.
What are you doing? What are you
Is it on
doing?
mute? It's on mute.
What are you doing?
Ma'am? Is it
Don't
on mute?
pretend like, do not pretend like you do not hear me. My question is, what are you doing? And if you do not answer me, you will have to appear in court right now.
I just walked outside to my dog, ma'am. That was it.
What did I tell you about not doing anything that you cannot do in a courtroom? Would you be feeding your dog in this courtroom? I think not.
No, ma'am. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
So no, stop with the apologizing.
Yes, ma'am.
I give instructions and then you do not follow them. What is wrong with you?
Nothing, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
If you do one more thing that is inappropriate for a courtroom, you will no longer be allowed to appear on Zoom. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
What did I say when I first gave instructions? Everybody put on your listening ears.
Yes, ma'am.
Teresa Conley, you're back on Miss Lugo.
Yes, Your Honor, I am. And Ms. Lugo should be out here as well.
Ms. Lugo, can you unmute yourself?
I have to call you back.
My understanding, you're asking for a bond?
Yes.
What are we doing with this motion to revoke? Is this going to be a contested hearing?
May well be, Your Honor. I'm not sure at this point.
Norman, can you set Ms. Lugo for a contested motion to revoke, please?
Yes, ma'am. Let me look at the calendar. June 2nd.
All right, we're going to be back on June 2nd, Ms. Lugo. And that'll be a contested hearing.
Okay. Is this also to find out about the, am I correct if I got approved for the bond?
Ms. Lugo, what is your attorney's name?
Teresa Connolly.
All right, and what are you charged with?
So.
All right, and why are you here today?
Tailor-made or one.
What are you set here for today? All right. First, someone from the state.
Marcus Sanders was the last person, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Sanders.
Yes, Judge.
On this case, she's entitled to a bond. It's a deferred adjudication. Are you still opposed to bond?
Yes, Judge, but give me a minute. I can look over everything to see if we can come to an agreement on a number.
How much bond are you asking for, Ms. Conley?
Well, it's only a third degree. I would say probably maybe $2,000. Client indicated that her mother is supportive of her. So apparently she has a place to go.
Oh, Orlando, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with Oscar. He's in a breakout room with Mr. Montez, and
Okay.
then I'll take up your case. He's in breakout room number 2.
Okay, Judge.
It looks like her bond was previously $25,000, so that's what we'd be asking for.
All right, state is asking for $20,000, Ms. Conley.
20,000 bond. Thank you, Your Honor.
Are you in agreement to that?
I'd rather it was lower, but I mean, I asked for 2,000, so there's a little difference. Only $18,000.
All right, I'll set our bond at $10,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
GPS full. And her next court date is for a contested hearing on June 2nd at 2 p.m. And Ms. Lugo, you're going to need to make sure you make all of your appointments with your psychiatrist. If you do not make those appointments, then we will have an issue. Do you understand? Ms. Lugo, do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
All right, and I'm going to require you to report weekly.
What was that?
I'm going to require you to report weekly to probation by Zoom.
Probation, is it gonna be this online?
Yes.
She said yes.
Rebecca, do you need to speak with her?
No, ma'am.
Your Honor, are you going to send an order directly to Judge Carruthers or?
That's already been done.
Okay, thank you.
But counsel, you're going to need to check with them and stay on top of it so that she doesn't miss her appointment. Ms. Lugo, if you miss your appointment with the psychiatrist that you're supposed to see, we're going to be right back here. Do you understand?
Is it gonna be here at the same?
Has a psychiatrist already talked to you?
No.
All right, then if you make bond, you're going to have to be in contact with your attorney, and your attorney will have you in contact with the psychiatrist. Do you understand?
Okay.
Ms. Conley, I'm sending you to a breakout room with your client. If you can explain that to her, please. I'm sending you to breakout room number 1.
Thank you.
All right,
I'll go
anyone
ahead
else
and
back
join
from the
them.
breakout? I'm sorry.
I'm going to go ahead and join them just to make sure she understands.
Oh, thank you, Rebecca. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room? Charles Blanc?
Yes, Judge, I'd like to confer with my client, Quincy Shields, please.
All right, and talk to him about feeding his dog on Zoom.
Okay,
I'll see you to breakout room number 3.
thank you.
Shields, go to number 3. Anyone else back from the breakout room? All right, everyone, just give me a moment, please. Bob Behrens, you're back. You're on mute.
Nobody was in the room with me, so I came back to see what was going on.
Oh, no, the attorneys, there are more defense attorneys than prosecutors. So prosecutors have the ability to move throughout the room. And right now, Maury Hunter is in there and he's getting ready to leave.
All right, I'll go back. Thanks.
Miguel?
Yes, Judge, I'm just waiting for Mr. Cantu to finish conferring with his client.
Okay. Charles Blanc.
Yeah, can I go back with Joe, was it Joe Ray Garcia?
All right, if you'll go to breakout room number 4, and Joe Ray will meet you in number 4.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Nathaniel Navy.
Yes, Your Honor. Can I speak to Sean White in the breakout room? My client.
Okay, and I will send you to breakout room number 8.
Okay.
And Sean White, if you'll go to 8, please.
Your Honor, this is Erica Cox. My attorney is Mr. Bo Woods. He told me that he would have another Zoom court at 9:30. Do I know if he's still in a breakout room or?
All right, you just need to wait for him, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Charles Funk, you're back.
Yes, Judge, I'm back. I've conferred again. We have some things my client's going to work on in anticipation of a resolution, so I'd like to get a reset if I could.
All right, Brenda, do you see what page Mr. Shields is on?
Let me look.
He's on the recall docket, Judge.
All righty. Well, Charles Funk, if only I had your client's file, I could look in it, but I don't have that file back here.
Okay.
So if, as soon as someone brings me the file, we will look at it.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
No, don't touch anything else. All right, where are we on the discovery?
On my case? Still?
Yes, because my understanding is that we were here for a discovery complaint.
Yeah, there's some, they tell me there's some photos they have, but they said they can't give them to me, so I've got to go over there and get them in person. So.
All right, is there anything else other than photographs?
Not that I'm a child safe video as well, but they said once again, they won't upload that. I've got to go pick it up in person. So I don't, that's news to me. I'll be happy to do that if that's what I have to do.
Joe Ray Garcia or either David Martin?
Yes, Judge, there's child photos and the child safe interview. that we have hard copies of.
All right, have you all arranged a time for him to review those?
I mean, whenever he wants to set a pickup time, we can. comply with-
I'll send somebody to pick it up whenever they're ready, Judge.
Okay, so I'm gonna set this for another date, and that 30-day reset date is going to be the plea deadline date. Norman, can I have 30 days on Quincy Shields, please?
The 24th.
June 24th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you back on June 24th. Mr. Shields, where are you?
Yes, ma'am, I'm right here.
June 24th is going to be your plea deadline date. What that means is the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements after that time. So if you do not enter a plea bargain agreement by that date, the court will only consider plea bargains that are open to the court. Has your attorney explained that to you?
Yes, he has, Your Honor.
All right, then good luck to you. You and your attorney are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Cantu, you're back on Mr. Montez.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Montes understands the consequences of not submitting a plea, and he still declines the plea and asks you to set us out for a jury trial date.
All right, Norma, can you recall this on the 27th or the 28th so I can give him his court date
The
for
28th.
jury trial?
The 28th.
All right, Mr. Montez, we're going to come back on the 28th of May. At that time, I will give you your jury trial date.
Yes, and Oscar, I'll get that evidence to you.
Thank you, Miguel. Looking good, man. Look like you're in the Alhambra back there. That's awesome.
All right, Norma, can you let them know that Mr. Montez can go back? He's 14L.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a good day.
All right, thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Yes, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Mr. Shimoto and I be excused, Judge?
Yes.
No, Judge, make him stay. Make him stay.
All right. Orlando, your other person, Laura Chavez.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what is happening?
We've gotten a plea. We have an agreement.
All right, if you put it in the chat box to Norma.
Well, she's already sent me, yeah, we've already done that. She sent me the paperwork. I think she needs to sign it. So if you can put me back in the breakout room with her where I left her so I can just go over that with her.
Okay. And was your client in custody?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Let me see if I can find her. I think she may have,
I thought I left her in the breakout room.
yeah, she's in number 5, so I'll send you to number 5.
Thank you, Judge.
Brian Kimbrough, who do you have?
I have Shelley Byers, Your Honor, and she should be on. I apologize. I had a hearing out of county, so that's why I'm late.
No problem. And it appears it's criminal trial division.
Yes,
I'll send you to breakout room number 2.
thank you.
And Norma, can you let them know that Lugo can go back? She's L21.
Yes, ma'am.
And Brian Kimbrough, let me find you.
Right here.
I'm sorry, I'm going to send you to number 3.
Oh, okay.
And Ms. Byers, if you'll just remain where you are, please. And Norma, can you see where Mr. Leal is, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, this is Teresa Conley, when you have a moment.
Yes.
Your Honor, Ms. Reyes also came into the breakout room and we both explained separately and together to Ms. Lugo what the requirements were. also, I have told her, she doesn't know my phone number. I asked her to call me at the jail. I would give her the phone number because she needs to contact me when she gets out of jail.
Okay. All right, thank you.
May we be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Hicks, you're back.
I am, but I'm texting your clerk for just a second and I'll be right back with you.
All right, Nathaniel Navy.
Yes, Judge, we're ready to proceed on the motion to amend bond conditions on Sean White whenever you're ready.
All right, just give me a moment.
And Judge, if I can make an announcement as well, Ms. Rosano's case.
All right, just one moment.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. So first, sorry, Mr. Hicks, what is happening with your case?
I need to talk to my client.
Okay. Ms. Contreras. Let me see where she is.
Mr. Contreras is over there somewhere.
Yes, ma'am. I'm right here.
All right, Mr. Contreras, I'm going to send you to a breakout room to speak with your attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hicks, if you'll go to breakout room number 12, and Mr. Contreras, if you'll go to 12.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, then Nathaniel Navy.
Yes, Your Honor.
On Mr. White, is there an agreement or no?
There's not, Judge. We're just asking that you remove the GPS monitor from him. He's on full house arrest currently, and it would just be a brief argument whenever you're ready.
All right, who's the prosecutor?
Joe Ray Garcia.
All right, let me see if Joe Ray, there's Joe Ray.
Yes, Judge.
Is your client here, Mr. Navy?
Yes, Your Honor, he is. He's on Zoom.
And what moniker is he under?
He's in a room still.
Oh, he's in a room? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you'll go and remove him from the room, please.
All right. I'm sorry.
He's a number 8. If you'll go back to 8 and remove him.
Okay, there he is. He should be back now.
Okay. All right, the court is calling CM 083375, State of Texas versus Sean White. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Joey Garcia for the state.
for the defense?
Nathaniel Navy for the defense, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. White?
I'm doing fine, Your Honor.
No, I asked, are you Mr. White?
Yes,
But I'm
ma'am.
glad you're doing fine.
Thank you.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. White, do you have any objection to this hearing taking place by video?
No, ma'am.
All right, and are both parties ready to hear this motion? State,
Yes, Judge.
defense, it is your motion, and you filed a motion to amend the conditions of bond for Mr. White.
That's correct, Judge.
Do you have any witnesses?
No, Judge, we don't. I would just argument.
All right, state, do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, defense, the court will hear your argument.
Judge, my client was placed on GPS full house arrest. This motion is to remove that condition of bond. He also has the conditions of random drug testing, no possession of firearms, and no contact with the alleged victim. To my knowledge, there's been no reported violations of his conditions of bond. Currently, he has a job lined up at this time. He has an offer that he's ready to accept. Obviously, being on full house arrest, he would be unable to accept that job due to the requirement that he be confined to his home. Furthermore, due to the full house arrest, he has not been able to pick up his daughter in custody exchanges. I think it should be noted for the court too that the mother is not the alleged victim in this case, so there would be no issue in those custody exchanges violating any no contact order because that would not be the same person. And also, Judge, I believe it's safe
Leave
to
us alone, please.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, someone was taking files.
Oh, no problem. Safe to assume that the main reason for this GPS full house arrest is for the safety of the alleged victim. In my preparation on this case, I did speak with her and she would be moving to New York, Judge, sometime in May. I don't know if she's there already. I believe that the state would probably be able to confirm this if they need to. And obviously my client has no reason to go to New York, being that he does have a job lined up here in San Antonio. His daughter's in San Antonio. The deprivation on his liberty pre-trial has been extreme in this case. And we believe that the no contact order is sufficient to satisfy any concerns for the safety of the community, Judge. So we would ask that you remove the GPS full house arrest requirement of his bond conditions, and just because that no contact order is sufficient in this case.
All right. State, do you have any objections
Judge.
to the defendant being allowed to have employment?
No, Judge. We would just request that it's GPS tracking. That would allow him to work and voice those concerns he's talking about, being able to pick up his daughter or whoever else. It's been less than 2 months since the date of offense. It has not been charged yet, but it is aggravated assault, serious bodily injury. So for the nature of the offense, we ask that the GPS be tracking.
All right. Defense, the state is in agreement to GPS tracking only. Are you in agreement to that?
Judge, we would still request that you remove the GPS and just go with the no contact order. I don't believe that he's ever had any violations of his bond conditions. Obviously, that was what we were asking for in the alternative. I do have another line for that on the order if that's what if you were opposed to removing the GPS completely, to go ahead and go tracking. But for purposes of this hearing, we would ask that you just remove the GPS completely as a condition.
Okay, why is your client with his hands like that? Is that for my benefit? I don't understand.
I'm sorry, I didn't see, Judge.
All right. All right, I'm going to grant the motion for GPS tracking only. Is there anything else for Mr. White?
And just to clarify, GPS tracking, I know there's various levels. Is that the one where he does not need to get permission from from pretrial. He's allowed to go outside of his home. It's just he wears the device and they keep track of his whereabouts.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. If there's nothing else, then Mr. White is excused.
Okay, thank you. And then I did have, I'm
All
sorry.
right, and Mr. White, we're off the record. Mr. White, don't do praying hands to me anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, pick up a Bible, read it, internalize it if that's what you're gonna do. But don't try to influence me by doing praying hands. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then Mr. White, you're excused. And Mr. Navy, do you have anyone else with us?
Judge, I had Ricardo Betancourt, and this was, we've submitted our PTD application. So if we could just get a reset for the state to have some time to review that.
All right, so we were here on a PTD update for March 9th. Then it was recalled for May 13th. And now it's recalled for May 17th. So what is happening? Have they been accepted? Does anyone know, have the answer for me?
I don't recall us being here on the 13th of May, Judge.
No, I'm sorry, April 13th.
Oh, April 13th.
So we're here on March 9th. On March 9th, he was being considered for PTD. So then I had a reset for April 13th for us to get an update on the PTD. And now we're back here on May 17th for a PT update. And we still, it appears that we have not moved anywhere.
And Judge, and just to be honest with the court, that may be my fault. I don't know if I had submitted the PTD application prior, but recently I've submitted that.
What does recent mean? How recent is recently?
Last week, Judge.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do one more reset for PTD. After that, I'm not doing any more resets. The next reset date is going to be the plea deadline date as well. Norma, give them a 30-day reset, please, on Mr. Betancourt.
Yes, ma'am. They can come back on the 22nd.
All right. 22nd of June or 22nd of May?
Of June.
All right.
The 30 days, correct, Judge?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Betancourt, we're gonna be back here on June 22nd. Either everything will have worked out with the pretrial diversion or not, but if it's not, then that's your plea deadline date as well. Do you understand, Mr. Betancourt? I need you to unmute. I think your client is frozen. You need to give him that instruction. So you all both need to be back on June 22nd.
Okay, Judge, I'll let him know.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. Are the parties ready on Laura Chavez?
Defense is ready.
All right, who's the prosecutor on this case?
Marcus Sanders.
Judge, I need to talk to Hunter again for just a minute, if you could, please.
All right, he's in a breakout room. As soon as he comes back from the breakout room, I will place you there.
Judge, I need a couple of things from the clerk.
All right, just one moment. I'll send you to a breakout room. The clerks can meet you there. Could the clerks go to breakout room number 1, please? Marcus Sanders, could you unmute and show your video, please? All right, is there another prosecutor who's available to do this?
Judge, I can do whatever you need. I just don't have any computer systems. So if I can do it without those, then I'm ready to go.
Yes. All right, and Orlando, was this going to be an agreement?
It was, Judge. It was going to be a plea of true and reforming the sentence to 16 months.
Okay. All right, the court is calling 2019 CR 8441, State of Texas versus Laura Chavez. Could I have the parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Tom Nisbet.
Orlando Castañon for defense.
And are you Ms. Chavez? Would you unmute for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, ma'am.
That's okay. Mr. Nisbet, do you have any objections?
No, Judge.
Defense?
No, Judge.
Ms. Chavez, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Laura Ann Chavez who was placed on community supervision in 2019 CR 8441 for the offense of prostitution, third or more, on August 21st, 2019 for a term of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Castignon, what violation are you all going on?
Pleading true to number 5.
All right, the state is alleging in violation of condition number 5. It states in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Laura Ann Chavez did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the week of March 22nd, 2021 in violation of condition number 5. How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
We waive the remaining objections, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No, Judge.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility? Did you understand?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Your Honor. Pending the court's approval, it's to revoke and sentence the defendant to 16 months in the state jail division, giving her credit for any back time.
Is that the agreement,
It is.
defense?
It is, Judge.
Ms. Chavez, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to explain to the court what happened with Esperanza Court?
Yes, ma'am. Honestly, I have a lot of things going for me. I had started attending night school, and I know I can't argue my patch, but I really disagreed, and I had been on GPS for 8 months, and to return back to the GPS was, it was kind of difficult for me because I had I earned a new position at work, and I was doing night school, and I had a lot of things going for me, and it was just setting, I felt that.
Well, it wasn't about GPS. I'm not taking this as true, but they're saying that they wanted you to do inpatient treatment. And if they wanted you to do the inpatient treatment, it's because of drug use. And you just mentioned to me that you can't argue the patch, which means that you were tested positive.
Well, that's the I don't even know how to explain it, Judge. To be honest with you, I really don't. I really don't know how to explain it.
Explain what?
Because I was also doing weekly UAs, random UAs, and all my UAs were clean. So there was they said they couldn't just prove the patch. I have no understanding of it. All I know is that all my UAs were clean. And that was through my, the PO did say that all my UAs were clean. It was just something with the patch that, I really, didn't understand what was the reason for it too. So.
So what did you learn while you were in Esperanza Court?
Oh, I learned a lot. I really did. For one, I learned a lot. I'm sorry, it's very loud in here. I learned a lot of different coping skills. I also I got encouraged, I went back to school. I'm in night school. I also earned through the courts, with the courts' help, they helped me get a job, and I also earned my food handler's license. I went from cleaning the lobby to being a cook and prep cook.
So what are you studying in night school?
I'm actually going, I went back to school for mortuary science.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
what I can tell you is, and your attorney has probably told you this,
Mhm.
anything that requires a license
Mm-hmm.
requires a background check.
Yes, ma'am.
So before you spend all of your money seeking
Mhm.
whatever you're seeking, you
Mhm.
probably need to find out if this history is going to be a hindrance to you or a hurdle that you cannot overcome. All right, I'm going to follow your agreement, sentence you to 16 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, with that, we'll,
Judge, just for the record, this was already a conviction. I believe the underlying was 2 years. It was going to be reformed to 16 months.
yes, but I don't believe that she was told on the record before that because this is a felony conviction, she's not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition.
Okay, Judge.
Because I'm not the one who did that plea. So do you understand, Ms. Chavez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Chavez, good luck to you. We're off the record, Brenna. You probably want to make sure that you consider a new form of work.
Mhm.
I know that the work that you were doing, it can't be a happy job, right?
No, ma'am.
So let's stop doing that, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All
Yes,
right, good
ma'am.
luck to you.
Thank you,
Do
ma'am.
you need to speak with your client anymore, Mr. Castillon?
I don't, Judge.
Norma, can you let them know that L26 can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
And might be excused, Judge.
Yes. All right, Paul Goki, you're back?
I am. Good morning.
Yes.
Hi, Judge. It's Oscar Salinas. We were both met in the breakout room. The only issue that we have right now is that Mr. Goki and I need to set up an appointment with each other so that he can come down to my office and view the evidence associated with this case.
All right, and when is that going to happen?
So I'm at overnight MAG all next week. And Mr. Goki has some oral surgery coming up. We've scheduled it tentatively for the first or second week of June.
All right, Norma. Mr. Ruiz, recall this for the end of June.
The 30th.
All right, we'll come back on June 30th. Is your client on bond or in custody?
He is presently on bond, Your Honor. And did you say June 30?
Just 1 second. Mr. Ruiz, where are you?
Right here, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Ruiz, we're coming back on June 30th.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you back on June 30th at 9 a.m. by Zoom.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you,
kindly.
sir.
Excused.
Yes. And
Thank you.
everyone, just give me a moment. All right, Bob Behrens? Yes, you're muted.
So I was putting my hand up to let you know I'm getting there. I spoke with Mr. Sanders, and he and I both need time to review this case. The client has been charged, I guess, with 4 new number ones, and we don't even have a prosecution guide yet. So we were going to ask for a reset.
All right, just one moment. Let me find what page your client is on.
And Judge's client is Matthew Garcia.
This client is not in custody.
He is in custody.
It's Matthew Garcia. He's on the MTR page 23.
All right, thank you. Yeah, where does Hugh Garcia come from?
I'm sorry, what?
I mean, you said it was Hugh Garcia. Where is that name coming from? But your client is listed as Matthew Anthony Garcia.
Correct.
But you said Hugh Garcia.
No, I didn't say Hugh, although it was listed in the breakout room as Hugh Garcia on the title. I don't know why I didn't do that.
Okay. All right. What are we looking for? What new cases?
There's a new first degree fraud use case, second degree mail theft, drug case, and misdemeanor UCW. They're all from the same date.
All right, Normie, can you set this at the end of June for a contested MTR, please?
I can do, give me one. I can do the 29th.
All right, we'll be back on June 29th. It'll be a contested MTR. If you all are able to work it out, then it of course will be something else. Norma, do you want this in the afternoon or in the morning?
Afternoon.
All right, so it will be at 2. Mr. Garcia will come back for a contested MTR for you on June 29th at 2.
May I have a breakout room with Mr. Garcia to explain to him what's happening?
Yes. And
Thank
then when you finish in the breakout room, if you'll bring him back to the main room, please.
Okay.
All right, and if you will go to number 9, please, and Mr. Garcia, if you'll go to number 9, please. All right, Rolando.
Yes, Judge. I've been trying to contact my client all morning, haven't heard anything back. I mean, the PTD offer is still there, I believe, on the table. I would ask the court if potentially not to issue an FTA on my client so I can find her and get that rocking and rolling.
All right, I'll give your client until 2. Do you know where he is?
I do not. I mean,
she is?
No, Judge, I've spoken to her, but she just hasn't answered her phone all morning or texted me back.
All right, I'll give it to you at 2 p.m.
Okay. May I log off, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, has Hunter ever returned to the land of the living?
I'm sorry?
Has Hunter ever returned to the land of the living?
Oh, Hunter is here now. All right, Hunter, Bob Hicks needs to speak to you again.
Okay.
And Mr. Hicks, I'll send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you. We'll be back pretty quick.
Yes. Brian Kimbrough.
Yes, Your Honor. I wanted to speak to my client. I think she's in 2 breakout.
Yes, she is.
You can send me there.
All right. James Toshi.
Good morning, Judge. I am here on Mary Diaz. She is in custody. We're here on a discovery recall, and I'm actually chatting with Mr. Martin right now. Can you put us in a breakout room?
With David Martin?
Yes.
All right, I'll see you to breakout room number 4.
Thanks, Judge.
You're welcome. All righty. Raymond Martinez. All right, Bob Hicks, you're back.
And I'm also muted. But, okay, we have reached an agreement and
All right, just put it in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson.
that's what I'm doing.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh.
Rebecca, if you have a minute, can I speak to you in a breakout room, please? Just
Yeah.
briefly.
What breakout? Can you send me to a breakout room? I'm not a co-host.
Judge, can you please send her to a breakout room? I don't have that function then.
I can go now. Which breakout room are you in?
Okay, can you meet me in 14, please?
Yes.
Mr. Kimbrough, you're back. You're muted.
Sorry. Could I speak to Hunter again, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
If you'll go to breakout room number 3, Hunter will meet you there.
Good, thank you.
Mr. Adams?
I need for my guy to sign the waiver on the, to do this by Zoom, the MTR.
All right. Nicholas Gonzalez, he's in number 7. I'll send you to breakout room number 7, but before you go to number 7, you need to put it in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson so that she can prepare the paperwork. Mr. Toshi?
They've already prepared it and already sent it. And
All right, then.
I've signed it, so I just need for him to sign.
All right, well, I'll send you to the breakout room with your client.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Toshi?
Hey, Judge. So I did confer with David. We are back here on a, I guess, a discovery setting, and there is still a couple things that have yet to get ironed out. And I think David is going to have to do a little backtracking to figure out what it is, but we're definitely missing some discovery. So
what discovery is being missed?
Well, that's the question. We're not entirely sure. All we know is that there are several files that we're missing, and it's hard to identify exactly what it is, for lack of a better way of explaining it. So,
And I've spoken with his assistant, and I think we've hammered out what they are. There was a disk that I copied that had, I think, all of the SAPD reports that for some reason is blank and they can't get anything off of it. She did download a bunch of them off of the eDiscovery. Some of them won't open through eDiscovery because they're corrupt files. So I'm going to make him another disk and make sure they're able to get them. And if for whatever reason they're still corrupt and not opening, then I'll just take the file and do it old school and just photocopy all of those reports and drop them off hopefully by the end of this week.
All right, so this case was originally set in January for 60 days. And then we came back in April for discovery, and now we're back again for discovery. I'm going to give one more 30-day reset. You all need to have whatever discovery issues are worked out by then. Norma, can I get a 30-day reset on Mary Diaz, please?
Judge, and real quickly, I filed a motion for her bond reduction back in April. Has that been referred to Judge Carruthers? We've not received notice of it. I'm just wondering if y'all referred it. I'm assuming you did.
No, we did not refer it.
Oh, you did not refer it. Oh, okay.
No, I don't know if I have it, but we'll set it for a bond hearing.
Okay.
All right, Norma, can you recall this in 60 days? And also, can you give them a setting on his bond motion?
You said 60 days?
I'm sorry, 30 days for the discovery, and then recall for a hearing on their bond matter.
And if I could also chat with Ms. Diaz real quickly, and then I'm done.
June 21st for the discovery.
Judge, I have a vacation letter. I'll be out of town on the 21st of June, all the way till the, I believe, 29th.
Okay. Can you come back? Let's see, the 29th, you'll be back.
When is your vacation? When does it start?
It starts the 17th, Judge, and I believe we return back on the 29th of June.
So they can come back on July 2nd, Judge?
No, not July 2nd. It would have to be July 6th.
The 5th, July 5th. No, it's
No,
all
5th is closed. It's
the 7th. We'll do it the 7th on a Wednesday.
all right. July 7th is the last time for discovery.
Thank you, Judge.
And when do you all want your bond hearing heard? And state, have you received a copy of his bond motion?
I can look it up on the district clerk's site.
I don't know if the court can accommodate us this week in the afternoon, Judge. I do not anticipate that it would be longer than a half hour.
All right. It depends on if you have witnesses or not, and it depends on if the state is ready.
I will have one witness, Judge.
Yeah, later this week should be fine.
All right, Norma, can you set her bond hearing later this week, please?
Or Friday morning even.
I can do Friday.
All right, and then Ms. Diaz will come back on Friday, the 21st for your bond hearing.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Did you still need to speak with your client?
Briefly, Judge, yes, thank you.
All right, once you speak with her, she needs to come back to the main room.
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Diaz, let's see where you are. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. And Mr. Toshi, if you could go to 1, please. All right, Brian Kimbrough on Ms. Byers.
Yeah, let me could you put me in with Ms. Byers in breakout room number 2, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Bob Behrens.
Yes, Judge, I'm finished speaking with Mr. Garcia and he's back in here as you requested.
Okay, Mr. Norman, can you let them know that Mr. Garcia can go back? Mr. Garcia, we'll see you on June 29th. Norma, he's 14C. All right, Ray Adams.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor. We're all ready to, on the MTR, we have an agreement with the state.
Okay, as soon as I receive the paperwork from them, then we will proceed with your case.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Do not touch those. Stop asking for those files. They're not ready. Mhm. Hunter, are you on this case? It's Nicholas Paul Gonzalez.
If I have, Judge, the memory of this discussion escapes me.
No, he's
Who's
not the one.
Who
It's
is it?
Marcus Sanders.
Okay. And is your client still in a breakout room?
Mine? Uh-oh.
That's okay. Let me try to find him on the screen.
Okay.
Mr. Gonzalez, I need you to unmute. Court is calling 2019 CR 11182, State of Texas versus Nicholas Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Ray Adams.
And are you Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Gonzalez, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Are you the same Nicholas Paul Gonzalez who was placed on community supervision for the offense of a harassment of a public servant on June 12, 2020 for a term of 4 years and cause number 2019 CR 11182? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am, that is.
State?
Condition number 5. In Barrett County, Texas, the defendant, Nicholas Paul Gonzalez, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the month of September 2020 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
True.
We'll waive the rest.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No objection.
Mr. Gonzalez, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you to 5 years in prison and up to a $500 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge, and it's in line with probation's recommendation. We're asking that you deny the motion, amend the conditions to include ISP supervision, monthly office visits, home visits, UAs, and a curfew. And he already ordered a mental health evaluation, and so he still needs to get that done also.
All right, defense, is that the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
All right, Rebecca, are we doing the mental health evaluation while he's in custody?
Let me look at his file, Judge.
Never had one in my life.
And Judge, we talked with Rebecca. We checked the dates. The out of custody date was sooner than the in custody date.
But like I said, the patrol officers didn't even pull up.
That's correct, Judge.
I was already parked off the vehicle when they pulled up.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, are you asking me to follow this agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you want to explain to the court why you're not reporting?
I've just had some issues, and I would like to apologize for those. There's nothing that I can really say, that I just plan on staying responsible from here on out, making sure that I always take care of everything that I need.
Okay, what issues are you saying that you had?
Just some family issues that I had. I had a family member pass away recently.
Okay, I can't hear you. You're going.
I had a family member pass away recently, and
That's the only issue I really had, ma'am.
When you say pass away recently, what date was that?
I want to say, I don't know the exact date, ma'am. A couple months ago.
All right, so it is now May. So a month ago would have been in April. You
Yeah.
didn't report in September. So again, I'm back to the question of why are you not reporting? Is there something you don't understand about reporting?
No, ma'am.
So again, why are you not reporting?
I had made a mistake. I had messed up and,
No, those are not mistakes you're making. You're making choices. So why are you choosing not to report?
I don't really have a good answer for you, ma'am. Just besides that, I plan on staying responsible from here on out.
I mean, that's what you told me the last time you were here, because we've been here before. We were here in August, and you were here for a failure to report. You pled true to a violation of condition number 5. There was an agreement reached between the state and your attorney. And what it was for you to report immediately upon release. And when you were before me then, you said, oh, I made a mistake. And I told you then, it wasn't a mistake, you were making choices. And now we're back here for you not reporting. And in August, you told me, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. I'm going to start reporting on a regular basis. So again, we're back to you not reporting. Why are you not reporting? What is the issue?
I had left and I had went to go see where my family member was who had passed away. That's the only answer I have for you, ma'am.
All right, defense, do you know why your client isn't reporting?
The only reason that he gave to me was that he had gone up to like Fort Worth and to visit a family member up there. And then he got stuck up there and he didn't come back down here, and he realizes that he totally messed it up and he has accepted responsibility for that. And there is a reason that we're having this mental health evaluation done on him. But I believe that he will comply and he will do what the right thing.
All right, and you know you're not supposed to be leaving the county without permission, Mr. Gonzalez. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll deny the motion. I'm going to alternate amend conditions to include ISP supervision, MIC evaluation, GPS, waive fees or place on indigent status. And there's a 5 p.m. curfew. Rebecca, is there anything else he needs?
Judge, if you can just let him know and I'm going to get his information, but to keep in contact with probation when number changes, because it looks like they tried calling him and the numbers were unavailable.
Mr. Gonzalez, how old are you?
I'm 25, ma'am.
All right, you're not a baby. Here's the thing. If you don't stay in contact with probation, if you don't report, you're going to be right back here again for a number 5 violation, which is failure to report. And you could be looking at going to prison for 5 years. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
From here on out, every decision you make, you need to ask your question. Is this decision something that may result into me going to prison for 5 years? Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You are not to leave the county without prior permission. So when you think about going to Fort Worth or wherever you're going that's outside of Bexar County, you need to ask yourself, is this something that could result in me going to prison for up to 5 years? You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, with that, we'll close the record. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Probation will go over conditions with you. And Mr. Adams, you can go to number 1 with your client. And then after that, you are excused.
Thank you, Anna.
All you're going to do is a couple of.
Bob Hicks.
Yes, Your Honor. I've sent back my paperwork. If you can send me to a breakout room with Mr. Contreras so we can sign off on his end.
All right. Mr. Gonzalez, you need to go to breakout room number 1. Look at the bottom of your screen. There's a request for you to go to 1. All right. And Mr. Contreras, I don't see your client on the screen.
He's in the breakout room we were in before.
No, it shows that it's empty.
Oh, well.
Oh, wait a minute. I found him. He's in 12. Bob Hicks, I'll send you to 12.
Thank you.
All right, Brian Kimbrough.
Yeah, we have an offer that my client is going to accept. She's in room 2. We had sort of started a paperwork last time, and I don't know. I'm assuming we're going to have to redo everything. So I've already sent a chat to Norma with
Okay.
the case number.
All right, and she'll need your client's email address if your client is on bond.
Oh, okay. Let me get that to her.
All right, and then you can go back to breakout room number 2. Linda Corley, who are you here for?
Your Honor, we are early. It's for Christopher Rios. He's technically set for a contested MTR at 2 o'clock this afternoon. However, I have conferred with Joe Ray, and he has submitted a motion to withdraw the MTR.
That's already been signed.
Okay, and to do a termination.
That's already been signed.
Oh, terrific, Judge. So, am I done?
Yes.
Great. All right, my client is in the courtroom. I did want to let you know because the last time you talked with him, you ordered him to show up in person. So he is there.
All right, Christopher Rios.
Christopher Rios?
All right, Mr. Rios, I appreciate you being dressed appropriately for court. The probation officer has given me documentation stating that you fulfilled all your requirements for probation. So they filed a motion to withdraw, and they also filed a motion for termination. So that's been signed and granted.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, what do you learn from this experience?
A whole lot, ma'am. From the start of the beginning of it till now, just becoming a better father, learning different ways to parent also, you know, just growing as an individual myself. Just
All right,
trying to be a better person.
All right, Mr. Rios, good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Did Ms. Corley sign a notice of attainment? If we don't have anything on file, I still have it.
We filed a notice of appearance and also a motion to substitute, but it still shows the old attorney, although my bar number is listed in the detail of the Bear County data. But
all right, I'll send you out a breakout room to talk about that. Ms. Corley, do you need to speak with Mr. Rios?
no, I'm in contact with him, Judge. I can call him on the phone, and I think the motion to substitute just needs to be signed, Judge.
All right, Ms. Corley, I'll send you to breakout room number 3. Mr. Rios, unless
yes,
there's
ma'am.
anything else, you're excused.
Just the GPS monitor, would I be turning that in somewhere, or would that be taken care of with my attorney?
That'll be taken care of with probation. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1, and she will tell you where you need to go in order to turn that in.
Thank you, ma'am.
Judge,
when you go to number 1, yes?
It will be for the courtroom.
Ah, all right, thank you. Well, just have a seat. They'll take care of that, Mr. Rios.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, and Ms. Corley, if you could go to breakout room.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Ferguson will meet you there. If you go to breakout room number 3. Bo Wood.
Judge, can you send the clerks there as well? I think the clerks should have it, but I'll go there as well. You can send both of us there.
All right, thank you. Bo Wood.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm back. My client is Erica Cox. I believe we have an agreement. I don't know if she's signed and been sworn. I've signed everything.
All right, Ms. Cox, have you signed all your paperwork?
I do not believe I've received them yet. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Just give us a moment.
Okay. Marcus, I was working with Marcus. We had used her email. Are you using your father's email at this time, Ms. Cox?
I had let you know it could be sent to the Wonder Woman 84. Do I need to check the other one?
Yes.
I don't know. Let me ask Marcus. I think we're sending it to that Lindemann.
I sent it to the other.
All right, I'm going to send you all to breakout room number 4.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, I didn't get an invite.
Norma, before you go, which email do you have? I'll make sure you have it.
I have the Linda one.
Okay, I'll let you know.
All right, and Marcus, I'm sending you to number 4. If you go to 4 with Bowood, thank you. All right, Mr. Contreras, as soon as I have your paperwork, we'll go over that.
Thank you, ma'am.
The law is driving your honor to drink. W.C. Fields once said that his first wife had driven him to drink and he didn't even have the decency to thank her for it.
That's where we're at. I mean, well, that's a high number. They won't. I know you tried saying. I have a question.
Santana? Santana, you're going to be.
Yes, sir.
You're going to be pleading true to number 1, okay?
Yes,
when
sir.
it comes time. All right. And you're going to waive your right of appeal because you've agreed to it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Norma, I think the judge wanted you to put my client and me in with probation as well to address his GPS.
Yes, I put you all in breakout room number 1, and probation is in number 1.
Okay. I have an invite for 3. Oh, there it is. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
It says I finished signing the B 2017 package. No, there's one that says.
Mr. Hicks, did you sign all the paperwork with Contreras?
Absolutely. He signed it as well.
Mr. Contreras, have you signed all the paperwork?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
And
Yes,
I've
ma'am.
already gotten the completed forms. So,
I'll get it. Mhm. Thank you. Who is the prosecutor on Contreras?
Hunter?
Under Judge.
CR 0690 and CR 06918. Yeah, James Lucas, according to Texas Code of Criminal, defendants continue to plead by video conference.
Hunter, you look so serious.
All right, the court is calling 2018 CR 5648W, State of Texas versus Santana Contreras. Could I have the parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Hunter Morris for the state.
for the defense?
Bob Hicks representing Santana Contreras.
All right, are you Mr. Contreras?
Yes, yes, Your Honor, I am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, ma'am.
None from the state, Judge.
Any
Oh, sorry,
objections
that's-
from the defense?
Nor from the defense. Nor
Mr.
from the
Contreras,
defense.
I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video. Did you
Yes,
review
ma'am.
that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I sure did.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision, and first amended motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney, and did you understand them?
Yes, yes, Your Honor, I did.
Are you the same Santana F. Contreras who's placed on deferred adjudication for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 less than 1 gram, on June 6, 2018 for a period of 2 years and extended for a total of 2 years, and cause number 2018 CR 5648W? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor, this one.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge. According to the first amended motion, on or about the 6th day of May 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Santana F. Contreras committed the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
True, ma'am.
State.
The state would waive and abandon the remaining allegations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No objections to waiver, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Contreras, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find the truth, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $2,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Could you explain that last part to me, please?
Sure. All right. Whatever agreement you and the state have worked out, I don't have to follow that agreement. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So by pleading true to number 1, I could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and send you to the state jail facility for up to 2 years. Do you understand?
I do understand.
And I could sentence you up to a $10,000 fine as well. Do you understand?
I do understand.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, sure.
All right, court is finding violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge. Revocation adjudication and then sentencing Mr. Contreras to 12 months in a state jail facility, and to take into consideration night mag number 613234. And as part of the judgment, will include no contact with Suzie Kerrigan. It's Suzie Kerrigan, Caragan.
I'm sorry, spell the last name again, please.
C is in cat, Aragan. I'll put it in chat, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, is that the agreement defense?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Contreras, why should I follow this agreement?
I don't know, Your Honor.
It appears to me you haven't done anything. The only thing you've done, somebody else's car without permission, dyed your hair, got a neck tattoo, failed out of felony drug court, ruining your life. That's all you've done so far. So again, why should I follow this agreement? Why shouldn't I give you 2 years in the state jail facility? Oh, and I'm sorry, and getting a jewel tattoo or pierced into your cheek. So other than doing that, what have you done?
I mean, I've been trying to stay sober when I was out there.
No, not trying. What have you done? I've been trying to drink more water, but I haven't been.
Yes, sir.
So what have you actually done, not trying to do? Me trying to drink more water, you know what that consists of? Me thinking, maybe I should drink some more water. But if I don't drink it, all I'm doing is trying. So what actually have you done? Other than dyeing your hair, which I can tell your hair should be colored dark, so that means bleach was involved. Getting a piercing in your cheek, which I know was painful and cost money, unless you had somebody else to do it on the streets, which means you may end up with an infection, and getting a neck tattoo and trying to remain sober. What have you done? Oh, and I'm sorry, and I forgot, using somebody else's car without their permission. Other than that, what have you done?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Now, my next question is, why not? Why do you want to ruin your life?
I don't know.
I mean, surely you know. Why are you ruining your life? That's my question. Why are you ruining your life? Why do you want to be an inmate? Why do you want to go to prison? Why do you want to wear orange? Why do you want to get neck tattoos and you're not a rapper or singer or an artist? You're just making your life harder. Why are you making your life harder? You want to explain that to me?
I don't know how to speak right.
Oh, sure you do. I'm sure you spoke right when you got the car. I'm sure you spoke right when you're getting somebody to give you drugs.
Connor, I would like to point out that my client has completed 2 years on his
Has what?
probation. Has completed 2 years on his probation successfully, evidently. There's nothing alleged prior to January of this year, when he apparently was complying with drug court and he fell off the wagon.
No, I mean, he just left.
I didn't hear the last part of Mr. Hicks.
Yes,
Apparently, he was attending drug court and complying with the rules. He just left Haven for Hope and missed his drug appointment that day, and then missed his appointment with his drug court counselor the next day. So he, up until January of this year, has evidently been at least attempting to, and successfully, I might add, to comply with the terms and conditions of his deferred adjudication.
Yeah, no, I mean, he hasn't been doing well, because this is not the first time he's been here for a motion to revoke. I mean, he was before me for a motion to revoke in 2019. So I'm trying to figure out what's his problem.
And unfortunately, in this pandemic, we have no way of knowing that.
I mean, he needs to tell me. I mean, he can use a noun and a verb and make a sentence.
Trust me, Your Honor. Like, with all due respect, I wish I could just say the things I really want to say that's in my head that I just can't put out right. I don't. This is not the life I want to live. Of course, that's nobody's life that wants to live that lifestyle. I mean, it's just a little struggle with the family. I mean, I don't want to. There's no excuses. I can't use no excuses. It's the fact that I'm not gonna give up on myself, and from this forward on, I mean, I do see myself wanting to be an influencer. I do want to. I want to.
Okay, nobody can hear what you're saying. You need to speak up.
I do see myself wanting to be an influencer, and I want to study for that, and I'm gonna
Wait,
study.
being an influencer.
I know that's something that's not.
Yeah, this is just like made up. You know what? This
No, it's
whole-
not made up, man.
No, here's the thing. I know what influencers are. And the only people they're influencing are the masses who know no better. Influencers are influencing people who are at the Bexar County Jail, and they're really not influencers. All they are just people who get, young people, they get to watch their videos, they get views, and they sell junk to everybody. They probably sold you that idea on the hair idea. But you cannot be an influencer if you're going to be using drugs. You cannot be an influencer if you don't have any money to have your own computer and do your own blog. Even being an influencer, you got to get up every day and get on live every day and pretend like you're doing something, pretend like you're in another country. You got to make up the fake backgrounds. This is where America is going, people. Nowhere. We have nobody who's producing anything. They're just influencers telling you to buy the latest product, get your hair dyed, get a tattoo on your neck and a piercing in your cheek. But far be it from me to destroy your dreams. But what I will tell you is, if you don't get at least 1 million subscribers, you're not going to be an influencer.
Yes, ma'am.
And you can't be an influencer if you don't even report and if you use drugs.
Yes, ma'am.
Just bickering about, you know what I'm saying?
All right, is there anything else from either side?
Yeah, she didn't want to ride. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much. It was already kind of.
Nothing from the
Hicks?
state judge.
I think Mr. Hicks is frozen.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
Yeah.
All right, do you want me to follow this agreement, Mr. Contreras?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, sir. To appeal for what?
I'm sorry?
To appeal for what?
Did you talk to your attorney about the trial court certification of defendants' rights to appeal? Let me send you to a breakout room with Mr. Hicks. To talk to him about his rights to appeal and whether or not he's waiving his right to appeal, please.
Yeah.
I'll send you out a breakout room number 9.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And everyone, just give us a moment. We will get right with you. Your Honor, may I be excused? Just a moment. Sorry. All right, Ms. Cox and Mr. Wood, I'm going to send you out a breakout room number 1. The clerks will let you know if they have all your clients' paperwork.
Thank you.
Mr. Martinez? We don't have your client as being in custody. Do you have any idea where your client is? You're muted. Yes.
I have not made contact with him, Judge, no.
All right. Just give us a moment with this hearing, and then I'm going to call your case. Do you have to be anywhere?
No, Judge, I just finished my last one for this morning.
All right, if you just give us a moment to finish up this hearing, then I'll call your case next.
Okay, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Diaz, they're going to come and get you and take you back. Your next hearing for your bond is going to be May 21st, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Where are you going? All right, we're back on the record. Mr. Contreras, are you asking me to follow this agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 12 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. Take in consideration NIMAG number 613234, and there's to be no contact with Susie Carrigan. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor, I sure did.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I sure do.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Contreras, far be it from me to destroy anyone's hopes or dreams, but what I can tell you is the way of the influencer and the way of reality TV, my prediction is that is going downhill. But good luck to you.
Thank you.
Hopefully you will stop using drugs and get your life together. All right, Norman,
Sure.
can you let them know that 14E can go back?
Thank you, Your Honor, but may we be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Contreras.
Thank you
Good
so
luck,
much.
Santana.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Nice to see you, folks.
All right, bye-bye. All right. Okay, and Raymond, on Mr. Leal, you said the only case that you're not on is the burglary of habitation?
That's correct, Judge.
All right, could I have a prosecutor, please?
Hunter's here, Judge.
Thanks. I'm sorry, Brent, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Court is calling 2020 CR 5632, 2020 CR 5633, 2020 CR 5702, 2020 CR 12252, State of Texas versus Manuel Leal. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Hunter Morris for the state.
for the defense?
Raymond Martinez.
All right. This hearing is scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 11:15 a.m. For the record, there has not been a Manuel Leal on the screen to the courtroom. Is there a Manuel Leal in the courtroom, or has there been a Manuel Leal in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor, he has not.
All right, defense, have you had any contact with your client?
Not today, Judge, no.
All right, state.
Judge, the state would ask for a bond forfeiture.
All right, that'll be granted, and I'm going to remand your client without bond. If you are able to get in contact with your client and have your client make an appearance before the court will reconsider.
Yes, Your Honor.
right, thank you. We'll close the record and you are excused, Mr. Martinez.
Thank you, Judge. Have a great day.
All right, thank you. You too. Is anyone else ready?
Judge, I'm getting paperwork together for Brian Kimbrough's client. I'm just trying to get information on the prior packet. So it's prior paperwork that may need to be redone. I'm just
Okay.
waiting to get clarification on the information in the prior paperwork.
All right, thank you.
Judge, it's Joseph Acevedo. Will you let me know when I can approach?
Yes, I'm sorry, Mr. Acevedo. Who do you have with us?
Stephanie Gomez,
Okay, let me just find her on the docket.
210243.
Okay, is there a Stephanie Gomez on the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Judge, is today our plea deadline?
let me grab the phone. Yes, it is.
Okay. May we be recalled at 1:30 for a possible plea?
Norma,
Yes, ma'am.
can we recall Ms. Gomez back for 2?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can come back at 2 p.m. But if
Thank you,
there's
Honor.
going to be a plea, then the state needs your client's email address so they can send the paperwork there.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Ms. Gomez, we'll see you back at 2.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Gomez, when we get off, please call me to my cell phone, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, can you sign some paperwork in your email, please?
I've already done it. Mr. Cox, you have Mr. Jamar Devontae or Devontae Jamar Govan.
That's correct, Judge. Is it, I don't know who's on the state side, who has this? I need to go into a breakout room with him, please.
All right, could someone from the state go to breakout room number 3, please, for Mr. Cox?
Yeah. And then for the record, Judge, I'm actually in the courtroom, but I'm using my laptop.
Okay, all right, thank you. I sent you to breakout room number 3. Brian Kimbrough, is something happening with Miss Byers?
Yes, Your Honor, we're just waiting for the paperwork.
All right,
It's going to take a little while because we had completed some last time, but not all of it. And so I'm just here waiting until we get it all together.
all right, thank you.
Yes, Judge, this is mine. I'm working on the plea paperwork. I believe this court already has the discovery acknowledgement.
All right, thank you.
Judge, question for you.
Yes.
If we're reducing a third degree to a state jail, is it this court's preference to admonish on the third or just do the state jail paperwork?
I just do the state jail paperwork.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. That way it won't be any confusion.
Hey, Marcus, are you there?
Hold on, they're checking. They're checking.
Yeah, what's up?
Can you join us in breakout room 1 really quick?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Norma,
Yes, sir.
all right, on mine, I need, I guess I'm gonna need some paperwork. We're gonna do a plea on MTR.
Okay, I'll send it to you right now.
Okay.
Do you have this? Is he out on bond?
He's on bond, but he's actually in the courtroom.
Okay, I'll send it to the bailiff then. Thank you. I'll do it
Okay.
right now.
And Tom, he said that he'll be back. So we'll put the caveat in that if he fails to appear, those are the consequences.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, so did every guy ever in the past say, "Oh yeah, I'll be back," or "You'll never see me in court again," or whatever. So
yeah,
grain of salt.
They do that sometimes, but I think he's like I say, I have feelings about certain ones. This guy, nah, he's always been straight. So he's if that's his obligation, he'll show up. And that other deal, you'll just reject it today, or how would you do? With the gun case, you'll just reject that today, or
no,
or when he comes back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I will just that's fine. That's if indeed the judge goes along with it.
Okay, Cornelius, it's been done.
All right, who are the parties on Erica Cox?
Bo Wood for defense. Marcus is our DA.
Okay. All right, Brenna, she has 2 cases.
Okay.
All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 1890 and 2021 CR 2490 State of Texas versus Erica Leigh Cox. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Bo Wood on behalf of Ms. Cox. She's present. We are ready, Your Honor.
And are you Ms. Cox? I'm sorry, we cannot hear you.
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No objections, Your Honor.
Ms. Cox, in each of these cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them and did you electronically sign them?
I can't hear you, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your
In each
Honor.
of the cause numbers, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and
Yes, Your
voluntarily consented to appear by video. Ms. Cox, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication in each of these cause numbers. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Wood, I'm showing you what's entitled discovery acknowledgement in each of these cause numbers. Have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
And each of the cause numbers, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Cox, in each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment in each of the cause numbers?
Yes, Your Honor.
State in cause number 2020 CR 1890, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
And in cause number 2021 CR 2490, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, we are proceeding on count 1, waiving count 2.
Any objections?
You're muted, Mr. Wood.
All right, no objections, Judge. Thanks.
Ms. Cox, in each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them and did you electronically sign them in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
And cause number 2020 CR 1890, you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 less than 1 gram. That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication in that cause number, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And cause number 2021 CR 2490, and count 1, you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 1 gram to 4 grams. That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Honor.
Just the range of punishment.
Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant, if for any reason, and your deferred adjudication in that cause number, if a motion to revoke were filed, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And each of the cause numbers, if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call them the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into plea bargain agreements in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do, Judge.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Cox, in any of these cases, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each of the cause numbers, the court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. In each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review those pages with your attorney and did you understand them?
Yes, Your Honor.
In cause number 2020 CR 1890, according to the plea bargain agreement, there's a $1,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. This will run concurrent with 2021 CR 2490. State will take in consideration NIMAC number 613517. There's $57 restitution to San Antonio Police Department for drug testing. In cause number 2021 CR 2490, according to the plea bargain agreement, state is proceeding on count 1. There's a $1,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. This can run concurrent with 2020 CR 1890. State will take in consideration night bag number 613517. There's to be restitution, if any, to Zina, Zina Pena. There's to be no contact with Academy or Zina Pena. And there's $57 restitution to San Antonio Police Department for drug testing. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement in each of the cause numbers?
No, I was told that CR 2490 was going to be dismissed.
It's 1890.
No, the 2490.
You're pleading on 2490.
But what he's done, Erica, is he's dropped the theft case of 2490. 2490 was the 2 counts.
Okay.
One was, so what you're pleading on are 2 drug cases rather than a drug and a theft. 1890 is a state jail. 2490 is the 3rd degree drug case, but he's dropping or waiving the theft case.
Okay. So I'm pleading on 2 drug cases?
Correct.
Both will be deferred?
That's the plan. We're going to ask the judge for that. But yes, that's what you've agreed to.
Okay. My apologies.
Ms. Cox, I've read to you the plea bargain in each of those cause numbers. Is that your understanding of the plea bargain agreement in each of the cause numbers?
Yes, Your Honor. My apologies.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Judge. There's some matters I would like to address, but that is our agreement.
All right. State, is that the plea bargain agreement in each of the cause numbers?
Yes, Judge.
And each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver repeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, in each of these cause numbers, I'm showing you what's outside the plea bargain agreement. And each of the cause numbers, the state is requesting that you be placed on deferred adjudication for 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours community service restitution, and in cause 2020 CR 1890, they're asking for the CATS 1 and 2 course. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then in cause number 2020 CR 1890, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
And in cause number 2021 CR 2490 to count 1, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, do you have any evidence to support the defendant's pleas?
Yes, Judge. The state offers State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments for each case separately.
Any objection?
Excuse me, Judge. We have had opportunity to view both documents. We have no objections.
Ms. Cox, in each of these cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? And did you electronically sign them in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand in each of these cause numbers, the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements, police reports, and laboratory reports. But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each of the cause numbers, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments in each of the cause numbers, and the court will review the same.
Is that a question?
Not yet.
All right, we're back on the record. In each of the cause numbers, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication in each cause number. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
If we could, Judge, we'd waive PSI. I'd like to address the court about sentencing.
Yes, proceed.
Judge, this young woman is 36 years of age. She has a 13-year-old child, grew up in San Antonio, graduated Judson High School. She does have a job, but it's a live-in caregiver. She's an in-home health care provider for the elderly. She has made arrangements through her worker at Center for Healthcare Services to admit herself, self-admit into Alpha House for 70 days. The interview to set that up is this week. She's working through her provider there at the Center for Healthcare Services. She's worried that that 70-day inpatient would conflict with your if you're going to place her on this deferred. We'd ask the court to comply or to agree with what the state has offered. because of her financial situation, the young child, and the fact she's fixing to spend over 2 months in Alpha House, if you would waive or probate both or a large part of these fines, and possibly a reduced supervisory fee hardship. That's all we would have, Judge. Ms. Cox, is there anything you want to tell the judge?
I don't believe so. I think that covers it. Thank you.
That's all we would have, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Cox, if you're tested today, what are the results going to be? And know that you're going to be drug tested today. So spare me wasting of money and just tell me what you're going to be positive for today.
I'm not sure if I would test positive for methamphetamine.
All right. And so there's a possibility that you may test positive for meth, and what else?
That's all, Your Honor.
All right. And who is Stephen Collins?
Stephen Collins was somebody I was going to rehab with.
All right. And
They
who is
were
Brandon Knapp?
my ex.
All right. So here's the thing. The people you are going to go to rehab with, maybe you shouldn't be associating with them until you get yourself into recovery. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. I have cut off all contact with anybody actually besides my mother and father.
And where's your child?
With my mother.
Is Child Protective Services involved?
No, Your Honor.
And where's the child's father?
In town, she sees him on the weekends. He's about 10 minutes from my mother's house.
And does he use drugs?
No, Your Honor. Not that I know of.
Have you ever known him to use drugs?
Before we ever got together, and that was 13 years ago. So since then, I have not.
All right. And when are you going into Alpha Home?
My caseworker is setting up an interview this week. She's sending a recommendation for me and setting up an interview for me with them this week. So I don't have a date as of current.
All right. In cause number 2020 CR 1890. This is the court's ruling. All right, as previously stated, the court is finding there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court is deferring finding of guilt, placing you on 4 years deferred adjudication. There's $1,000 fine that'll be probated. No contact with Stephen, and it's listed as Stevens, Darrell, Darrell, Collins, Collins. $57 restitution to SAPD for drug testing. CATS 1 and 2 course. Take in consideration NIGHTMAG number 613517. This is to run concurrent with 2021 CR 2490. 150 hours of community service restitution that will not be allowed to be paid off. You'll have to do that. No employment with vulnerable persons.
Okay.
What that means is you are not allowed to be a home health care provider. Or involved in any employment involving children. Parenting classes. Weekly Zoom reporting until further notice. UA hotline. Referral to felony drug court. And also Alpha Home and Rebecca. Felony drug court will accept her if she's in Alpha Home, so it's fine that she starts off in Alpha Home, but I want her in felony drug court.
Alpha Home after, felony drug court after Alpha Home.
No, just do them, see if they can do them at the same time, because felony drug court will probably order her in Alpha Home. All right, Rebecca, is there anything else she needs in that cause number?
Were you gonna do field visits, Judge?
Yes, thank you. And that'll be 3 times per month, random field visits.
And those can be done from Alpha Home.
If you're in Alpha Home, they'll let you know how they're going to accomplish that. In 2021 CR 2490, as previously stated, there's sufficient evidence of guilt. Court will defer finding of guilt, place you on 4 years deferred adjudication, 150 hours community service restitution that will not be allowed to be bought out, $1,000 fine that'll be probated. This run concurrent with 2020 CR 1890. Take in consideration NIMAG number 613517. Restitution to Zena Pena. No contact with Academy or Zena Pena. No contact with Brandon Knapp. That's KNAPP. $57 to SAPD for drug testing. No employment with vulnerable persons. That means you cannot be a home health care provider or do any employment that involves children. And I'm sorry, in each of the cause numbers, there's going to be no unsupervised contact with minors until further notice. And Ms. Cox, if you maintain your sobriety, the court will reconsider that. But for now, there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors.
Okay.
UA hotline, weekly reporting by Zoom until further notice. Refer to felony drug court and Alpha House 3 times per month, random visits, field visits. Parenting classes. Rebecca, is there anything else?
No,
And
ma'am.
all right, Ms. Cox, in either of these cause numbers, is there anything else that you need from the court in order to be successful?
I don't believe so. All of that will run, they'll both run concurrent, and the parenting classes, it won't be 2 separate, or is it
No,
all?
it will not be 2 separate parenting classes.
Okay.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them, and did you electronically sign them?
Yes, Your Honor, I did. Also,
All
the
right.
150, I'm sorry, community service hours, will it be 300 total, or?
It's running concurrently, Ms. Cox.
Okay, my apologies. Just
All
wanted to
right,
clarify.
did you review those documents?
I'll
with
go
your-
roll it.
Oh, thank you. Did you review those documents with your attorney, and did you understand them?
Yes,
The
Your Honor.
Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review both of those documents?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with probation. Rebecca, on Mr. Gavon, if you could stay here for just a few moments. I don't think anything's going to happen as far as disposition.
But so I can get the information.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
All right, Miss Cox, if you will go to breakout room number 3, please. And Mr. Wood, if you could go to 3, please, and probation will be there shortly.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Have a good one. All right, who are the parties on Gavon? Devontae Gavon.
Mr. Cox. Let me go
All
get
right.
him.
All right, thank you. And who's the prosecutor on Gavon?
Tom, Judge.
Good morning.
Morning, Judge.
Morning. The court is calling 2018 CR 1926, State of Texas versus Devontae Gavon. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Tom Nisbet.
for the defense?
Cornelius Cox.
All right, and are
Cornelius
you,
Cox.
thank you. And are you Mr. Gavon?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic's interjection from the state.
None.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
And I said pandemics because we had Snowmageddon, Rainmageddon, and of course we have Corona. Mr. Gavon, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. The court will also note that the defendant is currently in the courtroom, and this is not one of the days that the 187th is allowed to have in-person hearings. However, the court has received permission from the administrative judge to take care of this hearing in person. Mr. Gavon, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Devontae Jamar Gavon who was placed on community supervision in 2018 CR 1926 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 less than 1 gram, on August 26, 2019 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge.
Do you have your computer
I'm
available?
pulling, yes, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm pulling it up now. It's just doing something else. All right. Condition number 1, on or about the 2nd day of February 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Devontae Jamar Gavon, committed the offense of felon possession firearm in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court to find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $1,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge. With one thing we have to put on the record, but it's largely agreed to. The agreement is to revoke the defendant's community supervision and reform the underlying to 180 days in the state jail. Give him credit for his back time. The state will TIC that new number 1 weapon charge. The defense is going to ask for diligent participation credit under 80-20. We have no objection. The defense is also going to ask for Mr. Gavon to come back in a week turn himself in, which I'm not inclined to agree to. However, if the court is inclined to grant that, we would ask for an admonition to the defendant that the full range is still open until such time as the court pronounces sentence in an MTR case.
Okay. All right, defense.
Yes, sure. Yes, Your Honor, the prosecution is correct, Judge. What we were asked for is my client participation in the 80-20 or 20-80 rather, in that he be allowed a week to turn himself in. In the reason for that request, Judge, he understands, and I spoke to him about what could happen if he failed to appear that he could actually get the full range of punishment. I just want the court to be aware that he has always been diligent in appearing in court when he needs to appear in court. He was here this morning. I spoke to him over the weekend. He was here this morning. I told him to be here. He was here, and he sat patiently in the courtroom the whole time, knowing that we had reached this plea agreement.
All right, Mr. Galvan, why do you need time to report? What's going on?
Because my daughter is young. Her mother just had surgery, so about a week or so, her wounds and heals will be good, and I'll be able to just turn myself in for my actions. And I have a daughter that she can't really just run around and chase after. So I just want to get everything properly lined up to take actions for my responsibilities.
And you're saying this will only take a week?
Yes.
All right, Norma?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you recall Mr. Govan for Friday next week?
Yes, ma'am.
So you'll be coming back on May 28th, Mr. Govan. And you are to be here in this courtroom at 9 a.m. If you are not here at 9 a.m., then the court will hear whatever argument there is to be made on whatever agreement that you've made with the state. And the court does not have to follow any agreements that have been made. I've explained that to you, and I've asked you if you still wanted to plead true, knowing that the range of punishment open to the court is 2 years in the state jail facility and a $1,000 fine. You told the court that you understood that. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So whatever agreement that you have with the state, that is an agreement that the court does not have to follow, because your probation is a contract with the court. It is not a contract with your defense attorney, and it's not a contract with the state. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're going to come back on May 28th, and you need to have made whatever arrangements that you're going to make. You need to have made them. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you back on May 28th.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
My big excuse.
Your client needs to sign a reset form. And on the reset form, it will say that he needs to present himself in court on May 28th.
All right, thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome.
Okay.
Judge, are you ready for me to go to the breakout room or?
Yes. Very afraid of people. She led at one point. All right, if, and no one else is ready, then we are gonna come back in the afternoon. I think they're still working on Brian Kimbrough. And then Vanessa Rosano will be back at 2. Stephanie Gomez is coming back at 2. And then we'll need John Pettis on Barbara Shorey at 2.
That's going to be called for tomorrow, Judge.
Okay. All right. Then
Your Honor, this is Brian Kimbrough. I put in the paperwork, so can I be excused till 2, my client, and we'll get the paperwork signed over lunch.
okay, yes,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
Yes, Judge, and Mr. Kimbrough, I sent the plea paperwork also.
Yeah, I got that. I think I sent it back, so I'm going to talk to my client over lunch and get it signed.
Perfect.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, then with that, we will